Hey everyone, it's Brandon Grass with eXp Realty, and you're listening to the Brandon Grass Real Estate Team podcast. We are the local real estate experts you need when buying, selling, or relocating to the Kelowna area. Are you planning to move to Kelowna and want to ensure your children receive the best education possible? Look no further. In today's episode, we'll be diving into the top schools in Kelowna and providing you with all the information you need to make an informed decision on where to reside. So when selecting the best schools in Kelowna, there is a lot for you to consider. Here are a few questions to ask yourself when choosing the ideal location for your child's school in the Kelowna area. Do you want your child to go to school within walking distance of your home? Can your child's talents be nurtured outside your neighborhood? How far are you willing to have your child bused? Are you wanting your child to be bused to schools daily? How far are you willing to drive your child to school? Does your child want to be in a school with their friends? Do you want your child to go to school near you, after school care, near where you work, near a close relative? Does your child have any special transportation needs that must be considered in choosing a school? Every parent wants the best schools for their child. How do you know it's the best, and how do you go about finding the best schools in Kelowna? So this section was supposed to give you some information about the Fraser Institute school rankings. Still, it appears the website is not working and that they're hopefully doing much needed updates to improve the website. It was long overdue. But what I was going to talk about in this second part of this section was after you've done your research and narrowed it down to a few areas or a few schools, but you're still not sure if the school is all it's cracked up to be, I recommend that you get on Facebook and search under the group section for school name, neighborhood name, and do a search and join as many groups as you'd like, and don't be shy to post your questions and concerns. Facebook has an option where you can post as a third person, so you don't have to reveal your identity if you're concerned about people judging you or criticizing what you're asking. So you can even do it, kind of inconspicuous and get some information. Helpful parents will come running to tell you what they love and what they don't love. This allows you to learn the nitty-gritty that you won't find anywhere else. Now, these maps on my site are super helpful, and they're not just there for show. I've personally added every school in Kelowna on this map and included the individual school's information, grades they offer, address, website, and phone numbers and contact information. Using this map is super easy. Say you want to see all of the elementary schools in Kelowna, head up to the top of the map and click filters and select elementary schools. The map will automatically display only the elementary schools in Kelowna and nothing else. You can do this for any of the schools. And all of these maps, guys, can be found at greatkelownahomes.ca/blog, and just look for the Kelowna school titled blog post. If you're having any trouble with this, just reach out to the team and we would be happy to help. I've linked the blog post that holds this information, including all of the catchment maps and school maps, in the description of this podcast for you. Here's an overview of the education options when it comes to the best schools in Kelowna. As of right now, there are 19 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, 4 high schools, and 2 post-secondary schools. All of this information has been provided by Central Okanagan Public School District 23's website. Black Mountain Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion Belgo Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. Spring Valley Middle is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion Kalo Middle is 7 to 9. Rutland Senior is 9 to 12. French Immersion Kelowna Secondary is 10 to 12. In Crawford, Anne McClement Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion Casorso Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. Canyon Falls Middle is grade 6 to 8. French Immersion is KLO Middle and for grades 7 to 9. Okanagan Mission Secondary is grades 9 to 12. And French Immersion Okanagan Mission Secondary is also 9 to 12. In Dilworth, North Glenmore Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion is Glenmore Elementary, kindergarten to grade 6. Dr. Knox Middle School is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion is also grades 7 to 8 at Dr. Knox Middle. And Kelowna Secondary is grades 10 to 12. French Immersion is Kelowna Secondary for grades 10 to 12. Ellison Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion Belgo Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. Rutland Middle is grades 6 to 8. French Immersion is Kelowna Middle for 7 to 9. Rutland Senior is grades 9 to 12. And French Immersion in Rutland Secondary is also from 9 to 12. In Glenmore Elementary and is kindergarten to grade 6. Watson Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion is Glenmore Elementary for grades K to 6. Dr. Knox Middle is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion Dr. Knox Middle is also 7 to 8, and Kelowna Secondary is 10 to 12, and French Immersion for Kelowna Secondary is also 10 to 12. If you're interested in staying up to date on the latest Kelowna real estate information, be sure to sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Each week, we'll send you the best of our content, including market updates, expert insights, and featured properties. Sign up at greatkelownahomes.ca/email and look for the sign up form to join. Kelowna North or downtown Kelowna, Bankhead Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion Glenmore Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. Dr. Knox Middle is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion Dr. Knox Middle is 7 to 8. And Kelowna Secondary is grades 10 to 12, and that's also for French Immersion. Kelowna South, A.S. Matheson Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6, and Raymer Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion is Casorso Elementary for kindergarten to grade 6. Kelowna Middle is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion is Kelowna Middle for 7 to 9. And Okanagan Mission Secondary is grades 9 to 12. And French Immersion Kelowna Secondary is grades 10 to 12. Kettle Valley Chute Lake Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion is Dorothy Walker Elementary for kindergarten to grade 6. Canyon Falls Middle is grades 6 to 8. French Immersion is Kelowna Middle from 7 to 9. And Okanagan Mission Secondary is grades 9 to 12. And also French Immersion at Okanagan Mission Secondary is 9 to 12. In the Lower Mission, Anne McClymondt Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. Casorso Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. And Dorothy Walker Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion, Casorso Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. And Dorothy Walker Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. Kelowna Middle is grades 7 to 9, and Okanagan Mission Secondary is grades 9 to 12. French Immersion for Kelowna Secondary is 10 to 12, and Okanagan Mission Secondary is grades 9 to 12. McKinley Landing North Glenmore Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion is Glenmore Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6, and Dr. Knox Middle is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion is Dr. Knox Middle is grades 7 to 8, and Kelowna Secondary is grades 10 to 12, and French Immersion is at Kelowna Secondary as well, and grades 10 to 12. In North Glenmore Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion is Glenmore Elementary is K to 6, and Dr. Knox Middle is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion is Dr. Knox Middle is grades 7 to 8. Kelowna Secondary for both French Immersion and non-French Immersion is grades 10 to 12. In Rutland South, Spring Valley Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. Quigley Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. Belgo Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. And Rutland Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion is Belgo Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. Spring Valley Middle is 6 to 8. French Immersion for Kelowna Middle is 7 to 9. Rutland Senior is grades 9 to 12, and that's also for French Immersion at Rutland Secondary. Rutland North, Pearson Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5, and Rutland Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion, Belgo Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. Rutland Middle is grade 6 to 8. French Immersion is KLO Middle, and it's from 7 to 9. Rutland Senior is from 9 to 12, and that includes French Immersion. In Southeast Kelowna, South Kelowna Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6, and French Immersion is at Casorso Elementary for kindergarten to grade 6. KLO Middle is grade 7 to 9. French Immersion, KLO Middle is 7 to 9. Kelowna Secondary is grades 10 to 12, and French Immersion is also at Kelowna Secondary for grades 10 to 12. In the Springfield Spall neighborhood, A.S. Matheson Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6, and Raymer Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion, Casorso Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. KLO Middle is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion for KLO Middle is 7 to 9. And Kelowna Secondary is grades 10 to 12 for both French and non-French immersion. University District, North Glenmore Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion, Glenmore Elementary is K to 6. Rutland Middle is 6 to 8. French Immersion, KLO Middle is 7 to 9. Kelowna Secondary is 10 to 12, and that also includes French Immersion. In the Upper Mission, Anne McClimate Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5, and Shoot Lake Elementary is kindergarten to grade 5. French Immersion is at Dorothy Walker Elementary, and that's for kindergarten to grade 6. Canyon Falls Middle is grades 6 to 8. French Immersion, KLO Middle, and that's grades 7 to 9, and Okanagan Mission Secondary for French Immersion and non-French Immersion for grades 9 to 12. In Wilden, Watson Road Elementary is kindergarten to grade 6. French Immersion is Glenmore Elementary for kindergarten to grade 6. Dr. Knox Middle is grades 7 to 9. French Immersion, Dr. Knox Middle is 7 to 8. And Kelowna Secondary is 10 to 12, and that includes French Immersion. If you have a specific catchment you want to be in, get in touch with the team and we would be happy to assist you in creating a customized search with the correct parameters for you. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. Have a great day, everyone. Now, I know that many of you may be listening to this podcast while driving, walking, or at the gym. I do the same thing when I listen to other great podcasts. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram by sending me a DM at brandon.grass. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have never left us a review, I would be so honored if you would do that and just take 30 seconds to leave a review below. It helps more people in the podcast app see this podcast, and that is my goal this year, is to help more people buy, sell, and relocate in the Kelowna area. Again, my name is Brandon Grass, and I sincerely hope you got a ton of value from this podcast. If you are considering moving to Kelowna and the surrounding areas, I would love to know how my team and I could help you. The Brandon Grass team offers a wide range of real estate and relocation services to make your move as smooth as possible. So feel free to contact us for more information, or if you have any questions or need assistance with planning your next move. My personal cell number is 250-212-5672, or email brandon@greatkelownahomes.ca. And be sure to visit us online at greatkelownahomes.ca or on any of your favorite social media platforms by just searching Brandon Grass. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast.